Good morning, it's Thursday, Maundy Thursday, as we continue through our Holy Week and our reflections each day and opportunity to pray and to just absorb a little bit more about the events that took place in the life of Jesus and his disciples from the week leading up to his arrest and crucifixion and resurrection. We call it Maundy Thursday. It's a bit of a funny word, not one that we kind of use very often in society these days. Maundy is from the Latin, means mandatum, and that was the Latin. Mandatum is where we get our word mandate or command from. And so it's a reference back to the commands that Jesus gave his disciples at the Last Supper. And if you are joining us later on at 8 p.m. on Zoom, we have our Maundy Thursday communion service, and you're very welcome to join us on that. The Zoom link login details will be in the description here on YouTube, and I invite you to join us with that. We're going to spend some more time reflecting on that, the commands that Jesus gives his disciples as we go through that, the Last Supper together. But for our reflection this morning, excuse me, it's a bit back to front, but we're going to be going, skipping the Last Supper and thinking about Jesus' prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane. So I invite you to turn with me to Mark's Gospel, chapter 4, verses 32 to 42. I'm going to read it, and then I am going to give you some questions for you to think about in your own time, to reflect upon, and to help guide your prayers for today. So this is Mark 14 and starting at 32. They went to a place called Gethsemane, and Jesus said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." He took Peter, James and John along with him, and he began to be deeply distressed and troubled. "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death," he said to them. "Stay here and keep watch." Going a little farther, he fell to the ground and prayed that if possible, the hour might pass from him. "Abba, Father," he said, "everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will." Then he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping. "Simon," he said to Peter, "are you asleep? Could you not keep watch for 1 hour? Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the body is weak." Once more, he went away and prayed the same thing. When he came back, he again found them sleeping, because their eyes were heavy. They did not know what to say to him. Returning the third time, he said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Enough. The hour has come. Look, the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Here comes my betrayer." A highly charged, emotional passage. And I'd invite you to return to that prayer that Jesus offers. And you'll find that there's 4 sentences that make up the prayer that Jesus says and we hear repeats again to God the Father. And it's it starts with Abba, Father. This is like saying Daddy. Abba is like Daddy. What does that tell you about the nature of Jesus' relationship with God the Father? Have a think about that, reflect upon that, and consider how you would describe your relationship with God the Father. A second one is he says everything is possible for you. Are there things that you're struggling to trust God with? Name them before him. "Take this cup from me" is the third sentence. Be honest with God today. I dare you to be brutally honest with God about your desires, the things that you want, the deepest desires of your heart. Name them today before God. And the final sentence that Jesus says is, "Yet not what I will, but what you will." Those desires that you've named, do you dare to put them aside in favour of what God might want for you? So my challenge there is, as you think about that, to then name each desire and use this same sentence that Jesus has used to give that thing over to God and say, "Not what I will, but what you will." Let your desires for me and my life go in front of my own. Change, transform my thinking so that it falls into the way that you think for me, Lord. And if you are following us, Park Baptist, with our prayer bags, today we've got our prayer beads. Now, believe it or not, I actually gave all of them away to the extent where I didn't have any left. So this is a different one. This is another one that I've got. But you should have 4 beads. And if you thread them through with the cross as well, and then just a little knot in the end. It's not meant to be like a bracelet or anything. It's an opportunity to just help you reflect as you pray. And so you can take a bead, you can thread it through. It's just a way to focus yourself, focus your mind, gives your fingers something to do in your prayers. And as you say it, maybe say those sentences, "Abba, Father." Roll that bead round as you reflect upon the nature of your relationship with God. Everything is possible for you. That next bead, go through it. And so it's just a resource, a tool to help you in your prayers today. And maybe that becomes something that becomes a useful thing for you to do in the future. So that's the prayer challenge, if you like, and reflection for you today. I'm going to write down those questions again relating to each of those sentences in the description so that you can follow those again without having to sort of rewind back and keep rewatching the video. I hope you have a good day. I hope that I'll see you later on tonight for our Maundy Thursday communion service on Zoom. And if not, I'll see you again tomorrow.